Really, where are the holes? I don't see any holes. I think that looks like the last hole that you see on the route, and it's like 1 meter from the ground. Gearing up, getting ready. I can't believe Tristan finally got his sport climbing episode. We were actually going to go bouldering today, but then Tristan has said he's on strike, that he wouldn't boulder anymore until we did a sport climbing episode. So here we are at the quarry, my least favorite climbing area in the whole of Cape Town. And this is what I'm doing with my Sunday. So what are you doing right now?
Chalking some holds for you.
Mm-hmm.
So you know where you're going.
And by holds, we mean ripples.
Nice, good edges. Look at this. This thing is like half a pad. Half a pad on a slab's basically a jug. We're mostly here because it's just fucking windy in Cape Town today. Southeast is pumping, so we came here. It's pretty sheltered, pretty nice in the shade, and we're gonna try this really nice 28 slab, 7 in my opinion, it's very achievable because it's just like 3 bolts of technical climbing and then onto like a really nice, I don't know, I wouldn't say really nice, onto an easier sort of like underclingy crack. So I think it's pretty doable. Like it could be a good first 28.
Wow. Tristan just explained like intricate beta, like everything that he did, and I think I internalized maybe the first 2 moves.
One move.
The tricky part of the first couple moves is being able to pistol squat, which is perhaps one of my greatest weaknesses. And I just need to like stand up. I just need to stand up and find my balance.
No, you go down on the left foot.
It's very small.
Good, very good.
I've made it to the crux, which is just these tiny little ripples, which Tristan keeps telling me not to crimp too hard, and I'm just like crimping my face off, and my skin after like 1 go is already starting to crumble. It's granite and it's really abrasive on your skin. But the crux is basically getting from these 2 tiny crimps and getting a right hand over to there, and then daintily dancing your feet towards the left in order to traverse up there towards this big crack. So I'm trying to do that now. It's really hard. This is really difficult with the puppy. I'm just finding it incredibly hard to find my balance, and I think I just need to give all of these a good brush.
1, 2, 3. Cheers.
You're just crimping absolute rubbish. So this hold, the right hand, which is like the crux move, you kind of have to grab it in the back here, but it's just this really like sloping little dish. What's really tricky about this crux for me is that usually people reach the next right hand with low feet, but because I'm not tall enough, I have to bump the right foot up like that, which means putting almost all of my weight on these tiny little sharp crimps. Then I can get the right hand over and palm down to get the left foot up. That little thumb is definitely not part of the plan. And pushing all of the weight through your left foot to rock over to this really positive crimp. Actually, it's quite a relief when you reach that. Okay. Woo, oh my god, the crux. Right foot up.
Good side pull in front of you. Good.
And then up to that left thing.
Mm-hmm.
With what left foot?
You got a left foot far out to the left. The lens is too tight.
Oh, we should have given you the 24.
Take it easy.
What did you say the top tip for sending this was, Tristan?
Don't crimp.
What am I doing?
Crimping.
Crimping so hard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's going well. Yeah.
I think
you've just got like 3 more moves to do, and then it's into the easier climbing. So. Good job.
Oh, my hands. Small crimp, and then this is a very good hold.
But if you can, yeah, there you go.
That is not a joke.
Yeah, and the massive undercling as well. Yeah.
Oh, yeah,
There you go.
baby.
You just did all the moves on a 28.
I did all the moves.
Yes, you did.
That went so much faster than I thought it would. So the next section that I need to work out is a actually pretty technical crack, which is a lot easier than the bottom section, but it's, I think, especially if you're feeling a bit tired or pumped, which, you know, you shouldn't be on a slab, you could still drop it. Oh, a small dog! Hello! Oh no, it doesn't like me. Okay, so this is the crack section after you've made it through the slab, which looks like a different kind of complicated. Oh my god. Oh no, that doesn't work. I don't think that's how you meant to do it. Oh, that's a good hold.
Yeah, but you're cruising. Unclip. Then there's a very good hold coming up, just up to your right.
This is like just to get you pumped after you've freaked out on a slab. For the first bit. Ah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, that's a good hold. Okay, the top is fine. It's just a weird, like, a little bit lay-backy and body positiony. But that seems fine, and then these are just lovely, actually.
Yes.
Good feet. Okay, these are slopers.
Yeah, but you just get your foot up and then bam, here come the jugs. Jugs.
Back in the jugs. Yeah, baby. Okay. I think this will go, actually.
You see?
Yeah, I think once I have some fresh skin, at least I know
You can do the moves.
that I've done all of the moves now.
Yeah.
Now we sport climbing.
Yes, and now we top
And
roping.
now we top roping. We actually just top roping currently, but I can be a top rope queen for a day. Things are looking up a little bit. It's super still at the quarry and we were expecting like gale force winds. I think it's just really protected here. And the rain seems to have eased off, so the route doesn't feel very wet. But then, while Tristan was on the route trying to work out some better beta for me, he pulled off a crucial side pull. Gone is the side pull, RIP.
As I touched it, I felt like it just flake, and I was like, oh no. Then took, and just like, it just came off.
Came off so
Yeah.
easy. I don't know where it is. It's
But
somewhere in
somewhere
this
here.
bush is the side pull.
But there is still a side pull there. It's just not as big as it was.
I was thinking like, I'm really scared of sport climbing generally. And I think that's why I've done so little of it. Like we were looking at my 8A account and I've sent 14 sport routes. It's very, very few. And I think it's just because I'm so terrified most of the time. It's something along the way and my approach just went wrong. I think because I'd been bouldering and felt like a decent boulderer, I jumped to some higher sport grades. And I never gave myself the chance to get used to it and get used to falling. So anyway, I think top roping this route first was a really good idea. And it's given me, I think, like the confidence I need to lead it now. And yeah, it would be my hardest end I've ever done. So like that, I don't know, that feels a little bit meaningful and satisfying if I can pull it off.
Nice going. Side pull. Nice. You got it. So good, dude. You got it. Nice going. Nice job, dude. Well done.
Oh, that fall!
Well done.
I think that's the worst fall I've ever taken.
You had that.
I had that, I totally had it.
Yeah.
I got like surprised by the new side pull and then was just looking around for feet.
Why I suggested just
Just
remembering.
I think I just need to refresh
Yeah.
that bit.
Yeah.
Ooh, I'm psyched. That totally worked. This is the Black Diamond Street Creek and they made a special pouch over here where you keep your egg.
Oh my goodness.
But yeah, I'm feeling between the rain and my scary whip, which like really turning upside down is always spooky and it really spooked me. And then I spent some time with Tristan working out what has now become the crux because that right hand side pull is quite a lot worse. And my left foot is just crumbling a little bit. This rock, like the slab next to it, is basically unclimbable because everything is so crumbly. So some things are quite solid, but some things are just not very good. And I'm terrified of my feet blowing again in that section and falling sideways and smashing my head against a rock. So I think I'm gonna wear a helmet for my next go.
I am Tristan for today. I don't have a... He doesn't have a mohawk at the moment.
He does have a
Oh,
mohawk.
he does.
We
I
could
can do a faux mohawk.
be sport climbing. This is exactly what sport climbing is. Okay, so going from here into that used to be the crux. Now, since a hold fell off, this is the crux. So this is the side pool over here that crumbled away last session. It used to be a pretty good positive edge, so much so that I did that section first try and I didn't really think anything of it. I thought if I make it through this, then I'm home, I'm totally gonna be fine. And now this is really tricky. This is quite terrible and crumbly, and then you got this little edge over here which you can hold. It's about that much of your pad.
How much?
About that much of your pad. It's not the worst hold in the world, but it's certainly not the best.
This session started off really horribly.
I can't feel my fingers.
Well, that's what happens when you warm up on 828.
I was falling on the start moves, I was forgetting my beta, and reworking moves meant that I was losing a lot of very precious skin far too quickly. It always feels like a project should progress in a linear way, that once you've done all of the moves, it should go. But sometimes, and it's hard to accept, but sometimes you go backwards for a little bit. And it felt like that was what was happening that morning. Finally though, I managed to find my confidence again, and I reached a redpoint high point for the session. It felt so tantalizingly close.
I don't think this can get any closer without actually sending it. I couldn't believe it when I fell there. I made it through like the side pool and everything. I just hadn't brushed that right hand well enough, and there was quite a lot of like gritty stuff on it, so when I tried to crank on it to get my foot up, the hold was just, it felt like it was crumbling under my hand.
Oh my goodness.
But then I kept falling.
Back!
And falling at the same point until my tips just completely gave up on me.
Why can't I do this bit of the climb? And now I have bleeding tips, so I think that's it for the day.
I think the important thing to remember here is that projecting a climb is really hard.
I'm so scared, like, thinking about it on top rope even.
But it wouldn't mean anything if it wasn't hard. That morning, my sister asked me, what did you expect? That it would feel easy. I know it wouldn't mean as much if it felt easy, but I think I was waiting for that moment. And of course, you get better at the climb as you practice, you get more efficient, you get more confident in your movement.
I feel like I'm really just going for it and I'm not scared of falling anymore. So I guess that mental progress feels really cool.
But a hard climb is a hard climb, and I think I just needed to practice gritting my teeth and trying as hard as I possibly could. But at the end of the day, there really is no rushing a project, even if you have to get a YouTube video out. I went back one more time before posting this, but it was 30 degrees, my skin was bad, and I just wasn't in the right headspace. I was able to climb through the cracks and to the chains in one link, but then my tip split again. I was pretty disappointed I hadn't just started from the bottom that try. At this point, I felt like a single foot pop lay between me and sending it, which was both encouraging and incredibly demoralizing at the same time.
I just wanted to go. I see the underclick there. It's so close. It's like half a meter, and I just want to like dino to it. I want to jump to the underclick and just like leave these shitty crimps in the dust.
I think I'm gonna give this climb a bit of a break now and go back to bouldering for a while, much to Tristan's dismay. But I'm a little concerned that while I'm getting much stronger on the project, my overall climbing strength is suffering without regular training in between. I think this can often happen when you shift all of your focus to a project that falls within this style. But I think a bit of headspace from a project can really help revitalize your enthusiasm and appetite for it. That's been my experience at least. But I promise I'll be back to close this chapter soon, and I'll let you know how that goes.
I think it's gonna go. It has to go, right?